Okay. Has anyone else noticed this? Hey YouTubers, don't forget to subscribe and hit that bell over by the subscriber button to notify you every single time I upload. Enjoy the video. Hey YouTubers, and welcome back to another Dragon Ball Super discussion video. Okay, I was recently, if you guys don't follow me on Twitter, by the way, please follow me on Twitter, because if you like my pitches and stuff, I've been doing a lot more of those just like right off the top of my head, wouldn't this be cool type of pitches stuff. And I was just doing one like really right before I started recording, and I was just wondering, you know what? If you really think about it, the Zenos, or in fact just any Zeno of any timeline, is the main villain of Dragon Ball Super. Because, look, they just introduced the whole mortal level concept in the Tournament of Power, and I know it was a narrative crutch in order to bring some tension for the Tournament of Power. Without the whole mortal level thing, using this idea that like some are exempt versus some aren't exempt, and if we put every single person in the Tournament of Power, then either this arc is going to be super long, we're going to have to create a whole lot of other interesting character designs, and at the same time we're going to get rid of so many other universes that we kind of shoot ourselves in the foot when it comes to future stories. So the mortal levels, at least in terms of what they're trying to do and tell right now, are really just a narrative crutch for the Tournament of Power for the rest of Dragon Ball Super. But when you take that in context with the idea that there's these 8 universes out of 12, theoretically there was 18 universes, and only 4 of them, unless the other 6 that Zeno blew up was because he was actually mad and not really, they were even worse on the mortal level scale. But 8 of these 12 universes have such bad mortal levels that Zeno no longer cares about them, and he thinks that they're not doing their job right, which to me is really silly when you put it into context, because employees and workers don't really have incentive to work, or they don't really do a good job if there's not really good management. So the only reason we have Beerus and Champa being really all over the place, Beerus sleeping all the time, Champa just eating everything that comes his way, and then apparently just gods of destruction who don't do their jobs, or do their jobs too zealously, or whatever it might be. People like Gowasu getting completely interactive with GodTube and not working on his job, and also failing to see Zamasu, or maybe the Grand Kai, Boo coming and killing all the Supreme Kais of Universe 7, while also Beerus trapping Elder Kai in the Z-Sword. All of this crazy hierarchy stuff where people don't seem to be doing their jobs well, or even to the standards that even they hold for themselves, really falls, at least on my opinion, on Zeno's lap, because he doesn't give anyone any real indication of what they're doing wrong. He doesn't care so much that they're doing their jobs right or wrong. He just wants to have fun and play around, either with his future self or with other people like Goku. He asked Goku to be his friend in all of this, and Goku had to bring his future self, a future self I might add, who let Black Goku murder everyone and almost succeed in his Zero Mortal plan if he wasn't just messing around with Trunks for so long. So yeah, it's weird that Zeno doesn't really seem to know what's going on at any given time, and he's so quick to frustration with people doing their jobs wrong, even though it's very clear, even though we don't know what his job is, that he is doing his job wrong every single day, and nobody is running this multiverse, that he and his future counterpart are willing to destroy all of the universes in order to streamline the entire process to just the people who are effectively doing their jobs properly without any real management. So I really think if you break it down like that, the only reason we're in this situation, and I know it's really obvious at this point, but the only reason we're in this situation isn't because of Goku asking, isn't because the gods of destruction like Beerus and Champa do not do their job well, not because the gods of creation are just creating too much or not really doing their job well either. It really all lays on Zeno's feet, and I'm wondering, I know that this might be a little too mature for Dragon Ball Super, but I'm wondering if this is going to be something they play off of in the future of Dragon Ball Super. Maybe in the Tournament of Power, maybe somewhere else down the line where Zeno brings all the universes back. Maybe he matures a little bit sometime down the line. He realizes that all of these situations that have occurred under my watch aren't really necessarily anyone else's fault because I haven't been a good leader to these people. So what if we just start over again? He uses something like the Zeno button to start everything over again. I know that's going to make a lot of people mad, but bringing back all these universes, all 18 as we all know about, would be really interesting, and we don't have to rely on the Super Dragon Balls to make that wish, or someone like Jiren or Goku or Vegeta or Toppo or Gohan to make that wish that we're all speculating they're going to and bring back these universes. It's just going to be Zeno, because at the end of all of this, he's had so much fun at the Tournament of Power, so much fun whatever he does next, realizing that because of this, he can't because of his actions, he can't actually do any of that stuff again, and he'll bring them back on his own volition and resolve to be a better god of creation, omnipresent being, or whatever you want to call him. So what are your thoughts on this, guys? Just a really quick video on my part, something I was thinking about as I was just sending out my tweet storm a couple of minutes ago. So yeah, Zeno really kind of sucks at his job, and I wish that he will have some kind of realization moment of that really bad effort that he's putting in and hopefully turn people around. It would be really cool for Zeno to mature a little bit, maybe even become more than a child by the end of Dragon Ball Super, and then through that we get to see Champa and Beerus and everyone kind of get back into the rhythm of things and do the stuff that they're really supposed to be doing, especially with people like Toppo, if he kind of comes in and takes care of the situation for Vermouth at some point. Just imagine like a really ripped a really ripped Champa, and then also you have like Beerus who's not sleeping anymore, and he looks good. He's not just completely thin and kind of anorexic, but he actually looks a lot more healthy, and it's not just like a character design, like these people look the way they do because they're not good at their jobs, but one of the reasons they're not good at their jobs is because Zeno is so bad at his. So guys, what are your thoughts on that? Would you like something like that, like a visual representation from the characters that we know that things are better now and they're more, everyone's a little bit more copacetic and the mortal levels are up for every single universe because of Goku, because his friendship with Zeno, because of the Tournament of Power, and all this stuff made Zeno realize at some point during the series that he's actually bad at his job, and if he only picked up his pace and stopped playing around all the time, everyone else can do better as well. So what are your thoughts on this, guys? Don't forget to like, comment, and subscribe. Oh, wait, one last thing before I go. Just some food for thought. Maybe you agree with me here, maybe you don't agree with me, but here, if you do agree with me, I'm wondering, is Zeno like this because we're like this? I mean, think of it like, one of the whole things about the Tournament of Power is showcasing Zeno as a fanboy. He's excited about the stuff that's going on. He's excited about seeing Goku with Ultra Instinct and Jiren fight, Vegeta fight, Kale, Caulifla, Kefla, Hit, all of these other people fanboying out. They wanted to see this. They are bored with everything that's going on in Dragon Ball Super at the time that this Tournament of Power started. They were bored like halfway through the Black Arc before, you know, Fusion was introduced, and they really legitimately made Trunks you know, a Xenoverse character, like a create your character. He gets every single technique and move just because he is a popular person. And as soon as Zeno shows up, that's when we start getting Goku Black and Trunks and all these other people, and we got a gotcha button where he shows up and saves the day, but he was always there, always kind of omnipresently looking at, or was always on anyone's beck and call. I know that's weird, but think of it. Like, if Zeno is the villain of Dragon Ball Super, if you agree with me here, is it possible that as the window into what the fandom of Dragon Ball Super is supposed to be, if that's what Zeno and future Zeno are really supposed to be like, they're making a commentary on us and saying, we're giving you this stuff because you wanted this stuff and now you just have to kind of take it? And they know, as meta as it might be, that Dragon Ball Super is the way it is. It's inconsistent as the way it is, but they don't care because they know that we know that they know that we know that they know that that's the exact same thing they want it to be. And that's what we want, what we'll pay for. And just what Dragon Ball Super is going to be until it decides to mature or maybe grow up with this audience. It's only 3 years old. If it's going to be on as long as Dragon Ball and Dragon Ball Z were, then maybe like Dragon Ball and Dragon Ball Z after it, it starts growing up. Zeno starts growing up with the audience, and then it gets a little bit more mature as it goes on there. What are your thoughts on that? Is it something you would like to see? Is it something you agree with? Anyway, tell me what you think about this. Share it out to all your friends so they can share their thoughts and opinions as well. At the same time, I hope everyone's having a fantastic day. Don't forget to hit that bell over by the subscriber button. That's going to notify you every single time I upload. But with that being said, it's been real.